Test, test.
Hello, sports fans. Thank you for tuning in to the FCSAA Baseball JUCO State Tournament. I'm Chris Valentine alongside Marshall Watrous and Corey Mack. We'll be broadcasting this next game between Northwest Florida State College and Santa Fe College in the next few minutes. But right now we have Corey Mack standing by with Executive Director of the FCSAA, Kelly Warren, and we go to them right now.
I am with Kelly Warren, the Executive Director of the FCSAA. Ms. Warren, please tell me what your role is with the Florida college system.
As the executive director, I oversee all of our divisions. We have 8 total divisions, including athletics, so it keeps me pretty busy and on the road quite often.
Besides athletics, there are other divisions involved with the FCSAA. Can you please share what they are?
We do. We have 7 academic divisions. We have Brain Bowl, Forensics, which is speech and debate, Music, Theater, Publications, Student Government, and Model United Nations.
Now, were you ever an athlete?
I was. I grew up playing softball, so I love going to the softball tournament and watching the girls play. It brings back some great memories.
Now, how would anyone learn more information pertaining to the FCSAA?
They can visit our website. Our website is www.thefcsaa.com. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search the FCSSA. We are on Twitter under the same hashtag. And you can search us on YouTube for our YouTube channel is the FCSSA Sports.
That's excellent. Now, just got to ask you, out of the 10 teams that are competing here for the tournament, is there one particular that kind of caught your eye so far?
I think they're all outstanding. I'm not allowed to pick a favorite, so I'll just have to keep that one to myself.
Okay. Well, Ms. Warren, I'd like to thank you for taking the time with me, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the tournament being played here at Joker Marchant Stadium.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Corey.
Back to you, Chris and Marshall.
Thank you, Corey. We appreciate that excellent interview with Kelly Warren. They're getting the field set for play. We should be starting in about 15 to 20 minutes, so stay tuned. It'll be myself and Marshall Watrous on the call. We'll see you in a few minutes. Hello and welcome to Publix Field at Joker Marchant Stadium in Lakeland, Florida. We are bringing you Game 2 today of Day 2. It'll be between Northwest Florida State College against Santa Fe College. I'm Chris Valentine alongside Corey Mack and Marshall Watrous. We are bringing you the action here. 2 pitches in, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count right now. Batting for Northwest Florida State College, Dano Diaz, the second baseman, takes that pitch inside, 1-2. Northwest Florida State College beat Eastern Florida last night, 10-2 after 8 innings. Pitching for Santa Fe today, number 18, Robert Gurgis, the left-handed pitcher out of Orange Park, Florida. He's got a 1-2 count to Diaz right now. Here comes the pitch. And swung on, hitting the hole between second and third. Diaz is on with a leadoff hit. And Northwest Florida has a man on to start this game. Looking at the lineup for Northwest. Batting first, playing second, number 6, who just got on base, Dano Diaz. Batting second, Landon Crowder, third baseman. Batting third, Ross Goforth, DH. Batting fourth, Jake Corso, first baseman. Batting fifth, Mike Salvatore, shortstop. Batting sixth, Devin Brown, left fielder. Batting seventh, Bryant Harris Jr., the right fielder. Eighth is Cole Halfacre, the catcher. And 9 in the 9 slot, Joe Guidry, the center fielder for Northwestern Florida State College. And pitching today is number 8, Eric Orzi. That first pitch to Crowder is a ball, 1-0. And a pickoff attempt over at first, nothing doing. Diaz is in there relatively easily. 1-0 the count. And another pickoff attempt. Diaz back in there, safe again. 2 pickoff attempts in a row. Diaz is a threat to run. He's a quick runner. Looking to lay down the bunt was Crowder. He takes that pitch outside. 2-0 now. The wind is blowing from left to right in the outfield. So a left-handed hitter with a little bit of power would get some carry towards the Margaritaville patio. We haven't had any hit there yet, but we have had 2 home runs so far in this tournament. One in the first game with St. John's River against Chipotle, and one in the very last game that we just covered. Three 3-0 the count now to Crowder.
Chris, the Raiders' overall season record was 33-15. That's pretty outstanding right there.
Yeah, they had a good season.
Looking at the percentages here, they had the 47 games. They drove in 263 runs. Batting average was around 270. On-base percentage, 365. Slugging percentage, 403. With a total of 33 home runs for the team.
And look at the bunt again. Landon Crowder takes that pitch outside, ball 4. A 5-pitch walk to Crowder. And now Northwest Florida have 2 men on with no outs, and they look to threaten here in this first inning. Marshall, let's take a look at the Santa Fe defense if we can.
So starting in the outfield from left to right, we've got Reed, Phillips, Meisterhands coming in, Smith, Hernandez, Navarrete, Rodriguez. Behind home plate, we've got Goebel, and on the mound, we've got Gurgis. Now, Chris, these next two hitters for Northwest Florida State College are a couple power hitters. We were talking about them last night. You know, these guys lead the team in home runs right here, two big bodies. That's number 24, Ross Goforth, and number 37, Jake Corso.
And Goforth looks to lay down a bunt. The DH, he drops it in, and it will roll foul. That'll be a common strike on the scoreboard. And the runners will go back to first and second, respectively. Oh, and 1 the count. No outs, 2 men on for Goforth. Looking to open up the scoring here in the first inning. He looks to lay down another bunt. Takes that pitch inside. 1-1, pulled back on that bunt attempt.
We're mentioning the size earlier of Ross Goforth. He's listed at 6'1", 250. Jake Corso on deck, listed at 6'4", 240.
Both of them big boys with some power. And Goforth looking to bunt again. Good bunt. Throw down to first in time. And now Northwest Florida State College, the Raiders, will have runners on second and third with 1 out. And Jake Corso, the big lefty, will come up to bat. First pitch coming to Corso. Outside, ball 1. That almost landed in the dirt and the other in the opposite batter's box. Takes that pitch low, 2-0. Much to the dismay of the Santa Fe dugout. On deck, number 14, Mike Salvatore, the shortstop. Takes that pitch, breaking ball inside on the inner corner. That'll be a strike, 2-1. And he takes that one in as well. On the inner corner this time as well. 2-2, evens up the count. Gurgis back in this at bat. Looking to finish him off here. And foul tip, just able to get a piece of that was Corso. He stays alive, 2-2 still. We'd like to thank you guys for tuning in on the FCSAA Sports YouTube channel. I'm Chris Valentine alongside Marshall Watchers and Corey Mack. We're bringing you the coverage of this game live, and there's a little hit. And play at first in time. Corso barely tapped that to first. He got the run in, which is what he wanted to do. Runner moves over to third, 2 away, as Northwest takes a 1-0 lead in this first inning. Salvatore comes up with a runner on third, 2 outs. Looking to extend their 1-run lead. He takes that first pitch inside, corner strike. 0-1. This is game 2 of 4 today. We will be bringing you all the action here, right here, consecutively. Takes that pitch inside. 2-1 the count now. That was in and low in the dirt. And he takes a cut at that, misses. 2-2 now. Gurgis 1 strike away from getting out of this situation, allowing only 1, and he gets him. Strike 3 swinging. Good pitch in the dirt by Gurgis. Fooled Salvatore. And that will end the first inning. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 man left on base. Northwest Florida State College takes a 1-0 lead. We will be right back in the bottom half of the first. Santa Fe due up. Kyle Phillips, Wyatt Meisterhands, and Steven Smith due up for Santa Fe. We are back here in the home half of the first inning. Northwest Florida jumped out to a 1-0 lead. Santa Fe looks to even up the score here. Kyle Phillips takes that first pitch for a ball, 1-0. And he swings, drives that into left field, and that will fall for a base hit. Kyle Phillips is on as the leadoff man. That is the second time we've seen the leadoff man on today. And it's only the bottom half of the first inning.
The starting pitcher for the Raiders, Eric Orsi, has an ERA of 4.57 for the season. Sophomore.
Not the best ERA when you're going up against a good team like Santa Fe right now. Wyatt Meisterhands, I apologize. The right fielder comes up. Pickoff attempt over at first, nothing doing. Again, nothing doing over there. That pitch taken down the middle for a strike. Evens up the count. 1-1. I apologize. 0-1 now to Meisterhands. And he takes that pitch inside corner for a strike. 0-2. Meisterhands finds himself in the hole. He's got a man on first. No outs. At least try to move him over into scoring position here. And another pickup attempt, no good. And once more, that one was closer. And still called safe. It is 68 degrees right now here in Lakeland, Florida. We are at the spring training home of the Detroit Tigers. Beautiful facilities here at Joker Marchant Stadium. That pitch taken up. 1-2.
Chris, for the Santa Fe College statistics, out of the 47 games, they scored 353 runs, 302 batting average for the team. On-base percentage is 386. Slugging percentage, 444, with a total of 35 home runs for the team.
Those are good statistics for the team, and it shows you why, if you want to beat Santa Fe, you got to be at the top of your game. Another pickoff attempt. Nothing doing. Orzie is really concerned with Phillips over there on first. He is a threat to steal. And he goes. And that is a fair ball down the third base line. That should score Phillips. And Meisterhands will have a double standing up. Santa Fe strikes back and ties this game up at 1 on the RBI double by Wyatt Meisterhands. That was a great piece of hitting, driving it right down that third base line, about 1.5 feet fair. That rolled all the way to the corner, where Devin Brown had to quickly get the throw in to prevent even a triple. After that big hit, this game is tied once again. And now Santa Fe has a man on second, still no outs. And Steven Smith, the third baseman, is up to bat. First pitch taken down for a ball, 1-0. Pitch from Orzie. Taken outside for a strike. 1-1. Marshall, what did you think about that excellent hit by Meisterhands?
It couldn't have been executed more perfectly. Got a man home, tied up the game, now 1-1. So man on second, no outs. It's looking good right now for the Saints.
And a pickup attempt at second, nothing doing. Meisterhands back in safely. And Orzie, his fastball is about 90, in between 90 and 92 miles an hour. Not the fastest that we've seen here in this tournament. We've seen consistently between 93 and 95. Well, that's still pretty quick, even at the college level. And there's a hit by Smith down to right field. Play at the plate, and he is safe. The throw not in time. Meisterhands comes in to score on the RBI single by Steven Smith. And Santa Fe jumps out to a 2-1 lead after answering that one run scored in the first by Northwest.
I tell you what, this Santa Fe team is fired up. That dugout is ready to go. These players are coming in. You know, Steven Smith just at bat got a great hit. Now it's Alex Goebel. These guys are ready to go. These guys came here. They came ready to play.
They sure did. They have 3 hits so far, no outs to start off this ballgame for them. Another pickoff attempt, no good. Santa Fe's got a lot of speed on their team, so you got to be wary when they have runners on the base path.
Alex Coble up to bat right now. He was nominated as the Mid-Florida Conference Defensive Player of the Year. for the season.
Goebel takes that pitch. 1-1 the count now.
As I mentioned, Goebel was nominated as the Mid-Florida Conference Defensive Player of the Year, up to bat right now for this season.
And he swings, grounds that ball, chopper to second. Runner will be safe at second. And Goebel's thrown out at first. That'll put another runner in scoring position for left fielder Dylan Reed.
Next batter is the left fielder, number 22, Dylan Reed.
And another opportunity for Santa Fe to extend their lead.
Dylan Reed, also nominated for an accomplishment, Mid-Florida Conference Honors, first team.
And there's a hard hit over to second. Runner will move to third, and Dylan Reed is thrown out at first. Steven Smith moves over to third on that out. And that will bring up shortstop Brandon Hernandez.
Next batter for the Saints is the shortstop, number 2, Brandon Hernandez.
Hernandez takes the first pitch for a strike. 0-1 the count.
I also want to point out that for Santa Fe College, the Mid-Florida Conference Coach of the Year happens to be Johnny Wiggs. So there's a lot of personal achievement awards here, including the coach of this team and as well as a good variety of his players.
Well, when you finish off the season with, I believe, the best record in the state, you're going to have a lot of individual and team awards to go around.
Yeah, and let's also mention, too, Robert Gurgis, the starting
pitcher. And there's a
pitcher.
play at the plate, and he's safe on that pass ball. That'll put Santa Fe up 3-1. Good base running by Steven Smith, able to recognize that ball got a little too far away from Cole Halfacre, and he was able to take full advantage and score from third.
Chris,
sorry to interrupt there, Corey.
No, you're fine. As you mentioned earlier, going back to Robert Gurgis, the starting pitcher for Santa Fe, I know we talked about his ERA being, pretty high there. But with that being said, Chris, he's actually Mid-Florida Conference Pitcher of the Year. As I just learned this.
Santa Fe also, as a team, they finished as Mid-Florida Conference champions.
That should be the end of the inning, and it is. Pop out to short. That'll end it. 3 hits, 3 runs scored, no men left on base. In the bottom half of the first inning, we'll be right back at the top half of the second. Due up for Northwest Florida, Devin Brown, Brian Harris Jr., and Cole Halfacre. We are back here in the top half of the second. Devin Brown leading off for Northwest Florida. Northwest Florida jumped out to a 1-0 lead in the top of the first, but Santa Fe answered back with 3 of their own in the bottom half, and they lead 3-1. 0-2 count to Devin Brown. That pitch is low and in the dirt. 1-2. That pitch taken outside. 2-2 evens up the count. I'd like to make a quick correction. Santa Fe actually finished with the third best record in the state behind Chipola at 40-8 and Polk State at 40-11.
Santa Fe finished the season with a 36-11 record. Actually, as of May 2nd, they're 13th in the nation. And we'll see after this tournament. Chipola's sitting at the 2 spot in the nation as Polk State is at the 5 spot.
So this is going to be a great tournament full of great games. And strike 3 on that swing. Robert Gurgis gets Devin Brown swinging. That's the second strikeout of the game for Gurgis. That'll be the first out of this inning. First pitch from Gurgis in there for a strike to Bryant Harris Jr. That was a off-speed pitch that found its way into the zone. Second pitch low and inside. 1-1. And swung out and missed. 1-2. And that pitcher taken for a ball. 2-2 evens up the count. And he takes that pitch, strike 3 called. That is the third strikeout of the game for Gurgis, second of the inning. And he'll face Cole Halfacre, the catcher.
Gurgis is having a day already. Robert Gurgis for next year is signed to play at Flagler College.
First pitch to Cole Halfacre, fouled off, third base side, out of play. 0-1 now. That pitch taken low and outside in the dirt. 1-1. Swung out and missed. 1-2. Big cut by Halfacre. No contact. He's a big power lefty. And swung and missed. Strike 3. Strikes out the side. Robert Gurgis. 1, 2, 3 go the Raiders. And we'll head to the bottom half of the second inning. Santa Fe leads 3-1. We'll be right back. back here in the bottom half of the second inning. Due up for Santa Fe. Danny Damari, the DH. Leo Rodriguez, the first baseman. And Mikey Navarrete, the second baseman. 7, 8, 9 hitters for Santa Fe. Still pitching Eric Orsi for Northwest. Damari takes that first pitch for a strike. Big cut. 0-1 the count. Takes that pitch for a strike on the outside corner. 0-2 now. He finds himself in a hole. You have to swing at anything close. And he takes that pitch high. Gets back to the backstop. 1-2 now. Danny Damari had a .387 batting average for the season. The sophomore outfielder cuts and misses at that pitch. Strikes out, swinging. First strikeout of the game for Orsi. That'll be out number 1. Leo Rodriguez, the first baseman. Sophomore hit for 20 RBIs on the season. Takes that first pitch high, ball 1. That ball is fouled down the third base line. Picked up by the third base coach. 1-1. And swung at, fouled back into the netting, 1-2. Infield plan back for Rodriguez. He's got a lot of power. First baseman takes that pitch outside, 2-2. On deck, Mikey Navarrete. And swung at past the diving shortstop. And that could be extra bases. That will be extra bases. Throw in to the cutoff man. No throw into second. That was Salvatore diving for that ball. Just past his reach. That'll be a double for Leo Rodriguez. Mikey Navarrete comes on with a man on second, 1 out.
Brings up second baseman number 3, Mickey Navarrete.
Navarrete digs in, ready for the pitch. Rodriguez at second, being held on by Diaz. First pitch taken for a strike, inside part of the plate. 0-1 to Navarrete. And that ball is hit into right field. That will be a hit. There will be men on first and third. 1 away. Rodriguez heads to third on that hit. And Kyle Phillips will come up with a prime opportunity to extend this lead.
Next batter for the Saints is the center fielder number 10, Kyle Phillips.
Kyle Phillips had a base hit in his first at bat. We pause for a second for some Northwest Florida players running to the bullpen. Already, Eric Orsi struggling to start off this game. He's given up 5 hits. He's faced 9 batters. 3 runs. Halfacre getting the signals from the dugout, sends them out to his teammates. And the first move is move over to first.
Kyle Phillips, the lefty, is committed to go on to play at University of South Florida next year.
It looks to me like they're getting ready for a fake pickoff to first and possibly one over to third. First pitch. Taken for a ball low. 1-0.
And Phillips leads this Santa Fe Saints team with 7 home runs on the year.
One 1-0 count to Phillips. Another pickoff attempt over to first, safe. Was Neverett. Neverett on first. Rodriguez on third. Phillips at the plate. Facing Orsi. Phillips takes that pitch outside. Ball 2. 2-0. Orsi struggling with his command to start off this game. There is action going on in the bullpen. Might see a quick pull of the starting pitcher. That pitch is in there for a strike. 2-1. Head coach Doug Martin may look to go to the bullpen early in this game. Try to stop the bleeding. And another attempt over at first. Phillips hasn't shown any signs of stealing just yet. He is taking a large lead. And that ball is chopped over to short. First out made at second. No throw over to first, and that will score a run. Rodriguez comes in from third. This game is 4-1 now on the RBI fielder's choice by Kyle Phillips. 2 away here. Man on first. Wyatt Meisterhands comes back up. He doubled in his first at bat. RBI double brought home Kyle Phillips.
And Meisterhands, another one of these players committed to go on to school next year. He's going to Thomas University.
Another move over to first base. And once again, that one was close. But Phillips was in there. Got his hand underneath the tag. Meisterhands tied for third on the team in home runs with 5. He's also got 33 RBIs. He's tied with Steven Smith. Owen won the count to Meisterhands. That pitch was taken high and in. 1-1. Santa Fe showing us how much power they have on offense. How much firepower. They've jumped out to a 4-1 lead. 1-2 the count now to Meisterhands after that called strike on the outside corner. Steven Smith on deck if Meisterhands can get on base. Another throw over. Phillips in there.
Chris, during the 7th inning, I will be interviewing Rick Hitt, the athletic director at South Florida State College, and also the FCSAA Region 8 State Baseball Chair. I'll be asking him a few questions as he comes in our press box here right around the 7th inning.
We look forward to that interview, Corey. Should be a good one. If you missed it, Corey, before this game, interviewed FCSAA Executive Director Kelly Warren. It was a great interview. 3-2 now, full count to Meisterhands. Full count, 2 outs, man on first. And contact made, fly ball to right field. There to make the catch, Harris Jr. That will end the inning. Santa Fe scores 1 on 2 hits, 1 man left on base. We'll be right back in the top half of the 3rd inning. You are watching the FCSAA Sports Channel on YouTube. I'm Chris Valentine alongside Marshall Watchers and Corey Mack. We'll be right back. We're back here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Santa Fe leads Northwest Florida State College 4-1. First pitch in there from Gurgis to Joe Guidry is a strike on the outside corner. Joe Guidry last night went 2 for 4 with a run, 2 RBIs. Had a good game at the plate in a 10-2 win over Eastern Florida. Swings and misses. And that's strike 3. That is the 5th strikeout of the game after 9 hitters for Robert Gurgis. As a comparison, through 9 hitters, Eric Orzi, Northwest pitcher, had given up 5 hits after 9 batters. Gurgis has 9 strikeouts after 9 batters. The number 1 hitter, Dano Diaz, in to hit. 1-0 count. Takes the first pitch. Second pitch hit over to left field. Hard hit. There to make the catch was Reed. And that'll be out number 2. Landon Crowder will come up to bat for Northwest. Crowder, the third baseman, walked in his first at bat. Takes a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. He walked, made it all the way over to third, but was stranded there. Takes that first pitch for a ball, 1-1. Crowder went 1 for 3 with a walk last night. Takes that pitch for a strike. Finds himself down in the count, 1-2. And there's another strikeout. Strikeout number 6 of the game for Gurgis. We're through 2.5 innings. Santa Fe leads 4-1. We'll be right back in the bottom half of the third. We're back here in the bottom half of the third inning. Leading off for Santa Fe, Steven Smith. Soft grounder to the pitcher, and he almost beats it out. He's out at first. That's 1 away. Alec Goebel comes up to hit, the catcher. Oh, 1 the count, he takes that strike. Swung on and missed. 0-2 now. And that pitch is high, 1-2. Go above the plate with 1 away. Pitch clocked at 90 miles an hour. And he takes that pitch high as well. 2-2. And swung on a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout of the game for Orzi. That'll be 2 away. Dylan Reed comes up to bat with 2 outs. The left fielder. Grounded out to second base in his first at bat.
And Reed's another one of these Saints players going off to Flagler College. He'll be joining Kyle Morton as well as Robert Gurgis, the pitcher.
First pitch of the at-bat. Swung on and missed. 0-1. Good cut by Reed. They got nothing but air on that. And that one he hits down the middle. And Salvatore unable to keep a hold of it. Dalen Reed likely would have beat that throw out anyway. But that'll go as an error. It'll be an E6. Brandon Hernandez comes on. He popped out to short in his first at bat in the first inning. Comes on with 2 outs, man on first. Looking to get a 2-out rally going. Throw over to first. Nothing doing, not in time. Dalen Reed back in easily. I've noticed that Eric Orsi likes to pay a lot of attention to the runners on the base path as we see that one. Another move over to first.
Hey, it's a lot easier to get an out that way rather than, pitching 3 strikes.
Well, when you're pitching like Orsi is right now, yeah. There's a grounder over to short. Taken by the third baseman, Smith. I'm sorry, not Smith. That was Crowder. And he gets the throw over to first in time. And that's 3 away. That'll end the inning for Santa Fe. We will go to the top half of the 4th. Santa Fe leads 4-1. We're back here in the top half of the 4th inning. Ross Goforth, the DH, comes on, grounds to third. Throw on made by Smith. That's 1 away to start off this inning. That's the first out. Jake Corso, the first baseman, will come up. He had a sacrifice hit for an RBI in his first at bat. Fouls that first pitch off. 0-1. Takes that second one for a strike. 0-2. Pitch from Gurgis. Swung on, dribbled down, third base line, but it goes foul. Still 0-2. Through 3 innings, Robert Gurgis has given up 1 hit and 1 run, but he's gotten 6 strikeouts. There's a grounder over to second. Making the play is Navarrete, and Corso is out. 2 away here after 5 pitches. Mike Salvatore comes up. 2 outs, nobody on. He struck out swinging his first at bat. There's a strike on the outside part of the plate. 0-1. Pitch taken by Salvatore. Swung on, grounded to the pitcher. Gurgis will take it himself, and the throw's in time. Good play by Robert Gurgis to get off the mound quickly and make that quick throw over to first. That's 1, 2, 3 in the top half of the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors, no men left on base. Santa Fe still leads 4-1. We're back here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Leading off for Santa Fe, number 32, the DH, Danny Damari. He lays down a bunt. Good bunt. And he should beat this out, and he won't. No, that was a very close play at first, called out. That was a well-executed play by the Northwest third baseman, Landon Crowder. That'll be one away here.
Brings up the first baseman, number 5, Leo Rodriguez.
Leo Rodriguez comes up. He doubled in his first at-bat and later scored in the second inning. He had that huge double down the left field line. Want to know the count? Takes that first pitch, second pitch for a strike. And leaving the count at 1-1. Rodriguez steps out, digs back in. Taps the plate with his bat, and he's ready. Delivery from Orsi. Taken. And he did hold up. 2-1. Perfect day for baseball. It's about 70 degrees, sunny. We've had beautiful weather throughout the first 2 days of this tournament, with the exception of a little bit of rain in the end of the third and fourth games last night, but nothing too bad that we had to cause any delays. There's a fly ball to center. Making the catch is Guidry. That'll be 2 away here.
Next batter for Santa Fe is second baseman, number 3.
Mikey Navarrete will come on to bat. Number 3. He had a hit to right field single in his first at bat in the second inning. Squares up to bunt, pulls back on that high pitch, 1-0. And that pitch is in, really in. Near miss to Navarrete. It's 2-0. Navarrete takes that pitch down and out. Hits the dirt in the opposing batter's box. 3-0. And he takes that pitch, 4-pitch walk. That'll be the first base runner of the inning for Santa Fe. They've had a base runner in every inning so far. And on to bat, Kyle Phillips, the center fielder. Kyle Phillips had a single to left field in his first at bat. Fielder's choice RBI in his second.
Phillips with a .316 batting average for the year. And Phillips with a .316 batting average for the year. He's committed to go play at University of South Florida next year. So he gets a nice little hit. However, he'll be called out at first.
Grounder to the pitcher. That'll end the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody. One person left on base. We'll be right back in the top half of the fifth. Santa Fe still leads 4-1. We're back here in the top half of the fifth inning. Leading off for Northwest Florida State College, the left fielder Devin Brown takes that first pitch for a strike.
Brown, a freshman out of Smith Station, Alabama. He's listed at 5'10", 192.
And that was a bad pitch. I almost landed in the grass in front of home plate, but just touches that dirt. And Gurgis was discussing himself for that.
That ball did not bounce very, very well. Clay must be a little muddy out in front of the home plate.
One and one the count to Brown. That pitch grounded over to short. There to make the play was Hernandez, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
Brings up the right fielder, number 14, Brian Harris Jr.
Brian Harris Jr. will come on to bat. He has one out. Nobody on base. He struck out his first at-bat. And there's a grounder over to Gurgis. Will he have time? Yes, he will. He mishandled that ball to start off with. It was a hard hit, so you can't really fault him for it, but he made up for it on that quick reaction time and the throw.
And a great job by Gurgis. He had a very similar play to close out the top of the fourth.
Yes, he did. That was a very similar play. He had a much easier throw, or a much easier grab in the fourth inning. That was a hard hit, and that went over his head. He's able to stop it. That first pitch to Cole Halfacre, taken for a strike. Ever since that first inning, where he gave up the one run, he hasn't allowed a base runner. 1-1 the count now. That pitch outside and down in the dirt, 2-1.
And Gurgis, a sophomore out of Orange Park, Florida. He's a graduate of Westside High School.
3-1 the count now to Halfacre. And swung on a miss. 3-2 full count. Big cut by Halfacre. He tried to get all of that, but got none of it. And swung on a miss. Strike 3. Another strikeout for Gurgis. That's his 7th of the day, and he's retired 15 straight batters. After 4.5, I apologize. Santa Fe leads 4-1. We'll be right back in the bottom half of this 5th inning. We are back here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Santa Fe leads Northwest Florida State College 4-1. Leading off this inning, Wyatt Meisterhands, the right fielder, takes that first pitch for a strike, 0-1. He's flown out to right, and he's doubled with an RBI. 1 for 2 on the day. That pitch low. Evens up the count 1-1.
Meisterhands, a sophomore out of Jacksonville, Florida.
Went to Bartram Trail High School.
He's got a .297 batting average. Count now is at 2-1. No outs here. No runners on base. Pitch comes in, a swing and a miss. Count now is at 2-2.
Big cut by Meisterhands, but nothing doing on that. And he takes that pitch high. Gets the count full. And swung on a miss, strike 3. Meisterhands goes down swinging. That's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Orzie. Steven Smith will come up to bat. 1 for 2 so far. Steven Smith committed to the University of Tampa, the D2 powerhouse. They are always competitive in the Division II level.
And if I'm not mistaken, didn't University of Tampa actually beat the Detroit Tigers in a scrimmage this past year?
They beat a lot of teams. I know they beat the Phillies. I don't know if they played the Tigers. I know they beat the Phillies.
They're a good team. University of Tampa is a really good team.
They always are, yeah. But beating the Phillies isn't saying much these days.
Counts at 2-1. Orsi throws the pitch in. Swing and a miss.
2-2 the count to Steven Smith. One out, nobody on. And swung at, grounded over to first. There to make the play is Orsi, and out is the call. Good recognition by Orsi to go over to first and make that play.
Ended up being a foot race there, Orsi and Smith. And a great job by Orsi realizing that that first baseman had to go make that play, and Orsi needs to go put a foot on that plate.
Two outs for Alex Goebel, the catcher. Takes that first pitch for a strike. 0-1 the count. And swung and a miss. 0-2. Goebel down 0-2. Goebel has grounded out and struck out. Takes that pitch high, 1-2. Orsi, after struggling a bit in the first two innings, has settled down. And there's a big hit by Goebel, almost takes off the head of his third base coach.
And an almost athletic grab by the third base umpire.
Almost.
Almost pulled an Odell Beckham over there. The one-hand falling back catch.
Just off the mitt.
Count still at 1-2.
There's a high popper. Will it stay in play? Looks like it. No, it will not. Lands in the third row. Goebel's still alive. Still 1-2. 2 outs. Bottom of the fifth. Santa Fe up 4-1. They lead in the hit department 5-1. But they trail in the air department 1-0, which is a good thing. And that hit Goebel. He'll go to first. Man on first, 2 outs for Dylan Reed. It's the first hit batter of the ball game. Dylan Reed reached on an error in his last at bat in the third inning, and he reaches on a hit to left field in this at bat. That'll put runners on first and second for Brendan Hernandez. That'll bring Goebel over to second. Dylan Reed on first.
And a great hit by Reed, as well as Goebel. I mean, they went up to bat. Saw they had 2 outs. Both got singles. However, they're getting themselves closer to scoring position as number 2, Brandon Hernandez, comes to bat. Brandon next year is going off to play at the University of Central Florida for baseball.
Staying local, I like it. Just about an hour and a half drive to Orlando from the stadium. Maybe next year he can visit his freshman teammates if they make it back to this tournament.
That's right. And Santa Fe College, by the way, is located up in Gainesville, Florida, right next to the University of Florida.
1-0 the count to Hernandez. And he grounds that foul down the third base line. 1-1. Hernandez has grounded out and popped out. 0 for 2 today. He'll look to get his first hit of the game. And there's a grounder over to third, and that one is foul. That'll make the count 1-2. Hernandez getting some encouragement from the crowd. And he drives that one to left field. And the catch is made by Brown. That will end the inning. 1 hit, no runs, 2 men left on base. We'll be right back in the top half of the 6th inning. Santa Fe still leads 3-1. We're back here in the top half of the 6th inning. Santa Fe leads 4-1. Joe Guidry will lead it off for Northwest. First pitch swung at and missed. 0-1. Robert Gurgis, the Santa Fe pitcher, has retired 15 batters in a row. He has not allowed a base runner since the first inning. That pitch is taken outside. 1-1 the count now. Gurgis has 7 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit, 1 run. That one was earned. That pitch fouled back. 1-2. Guidry struck out in his last at bat. And there's a fly ball to center deep. That will fall for an extra base hit. And Guidry turns, goes to 3. And he is safe at third. Leadoff triple for Joe Guidry. That was a big hit for Guidry.
A beautiful hit for Guidry. I thought that one was out of here. I thought it was going over the bullpen, but hit the fence, stayed in. Outfielder made a play, got it over to third. And almost tagged him out at third, but Guidry did a good job hustling around the bases and sliding into 3. Up to bat now, Dano Diaz.
And Guidry, that's his second triple of the tournament. He had one last night against Eastern Florida. In that game, we saw 5 triples. 5 triples in one game. That's something you don't see every day. That pitch taken for a strike, 1-1 to Diaz. That pitch also taken for a strike, 1-2. Diaz finds himself down in the count. That pitch grounded, fouled back. Keeping himself alive is Diaz. And there's a foul ball to the right side, first base side, over the roof. Still 1-2. Diaz doing a good job keeping himself alive, swinging at anything close. And fouled back once more. Still 1-2. And another foul ball. That's 4 straight foul balls by Diaz. Down 1-2. 7 pitch at bat for Diaz. Gurgis getting cheered on by his teammates in the dugout. And that pitch in the dirt for a ball, 2-2.
And a good eye by Diaz. A lot of times when you get plenty of foul balls, you start to feel like you're finally feeling the ball, and you're trying to finally hit one off. And you had good patience, however, not on that last one.
He goes to the dugout to sit down. He's out on strikes. That is the 8th strikeout of the game for Gurgis. Through 5 1/3. Landon Crowder comes up. He walked and struck out in his previous 2 at-bats. First pitch from Gurgis. Swung on, fouled back into the netting. 0-1 to Crowder.
Guidry still on third.
And Crowder looks to put down a bunt, but that ball outside, he takes it. 1-1. Northwest with a very good opportunity to close the gap here in this half inning. Crowder back in. Taken for a strike, 1-2. Good breaking ball on the outside corner. And that froze Crowder. And swung on, hit to second. That'll score a run. Out at first is Crowder, but this game is a 2-run ball game now. Guidry comes in from third to score on the sacrifice hit by Landon Crowder. Crowder gets the RBI. And Ross Goforth comes up. 2 outs, nobody on now. He had a sac bunt in the first inning. He grounded out to third in the 4th. Takes that first pitch, 1-0. And he fouls that one off. 1-1. Goforth went 0 for 4 yesterday with a walk and 2 strikeouts. didn't have a very good day at the plate. And he takes that pitch for a strike, 1-2. He's still waiting on his first hit of the tournament. And that ball is fouled back off his leg. Keeps himself alive, 1-2. And he lines that in the gap between third and short. There's his first hit of the tournament. Goforth is on with a 2-out single. See if Northwest can't keep this small rally going.
Number 37, first baseman Jake Corso.
First baseman Jake Corso comes on. He went 1 for 5 last night. With an RBI and a run scored. He also struck out twice. And in total, he left 5 men on the base path. Santa Fe taking a moment to send a few guys over to the bullpen. Gurgis so far throwing 5 2/3. 8 strikeouts, 2 earned runs given up. Looks like we're getting ready to play ball again. Jake Corso back up. Man on first, 2 outs. Top half of the 6th inning. That pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. And that pitch taken as well on the outside corner, 0-2. Gurgis ahead of Corso. 2 strikes, no balls. And Gurgis makes a move over to first. Goforth not doing anything. Looking to keep him close. Keep him honest over there. Good block behind the plate for Goebel. That was a very good scoop.
If Goebel couldn't get a handle on that, that could have resulted in Goforth going from first to second. So great job by the catcher.
That would have definitely resulted in an advancement of the runner.
And Corso got a tip on that last ball. So that is not a strikeout. Gurgis winding out the pitch. Counts 1-2.
There's a foul ball. Third base side goes out of play. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit. Starting to blow my papers around. And swung on. Driven to left field. There to make the catch is Reed. And that will end the inning. 1 run scored off 2 hits. 1 man left on base. Northwest closes the gap to a 2-run lead for Santa Fe. We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Due up for Santa Fe is Damari, Rodriguez, and Navarrete. We'll be right back in a couple minutes. We are back here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Santa Fe leads 4-2. First pitch taken for a strike. That's Danny Damari. Second pitch hit. Grounder to third. Play it third. No good. That gets past the first baseman, but Damari will stay at first. That should go down as a hit. Damari probably would have beat that out either way. Whether that throw would have been on target or not. Let's see how they score it. And they do score it as a hit. So that's Damari's first hit of the ball game, first hit of the tournament.
Leo Rodriguez now up to bat for the Saints.
He doubled in his first at bat. Later scored, flew out to center in the 4th. First pitch to Rodriguez taken for a ball. 1-0. And he swings, hits that past the third baseman down the left field line. That'll be extra bases. In at third is Damari, and in at second is Rodriguez. That is his second double of the game. Got to put runners at second and third with no outs. And Mikey Navarrete will come on to hit.
And how about Santa Fe starting off really hot? The bottom of the first, they had 3 runs. Bottom of the second, they had 1. They haven't had any since.
It looks like their offense is starting to heat back up. Infield playing in for Northwest Florida. You'd imagine that any hard hit ground ball, they'll check the runner, go 1. And time called. Possibly a move to the bullpen. Let's take a minute to find out. We'll be right back. We're back here. No pitching change for Northwest Florida just yet. Just a conference on the mound. Mikey Navarrete coming on to bat. And there's a drive to right field. And that'll fall. That'll score 1. Damari comes in to score. Rodriguez over to third. And Navarrete on base with an RBI single. 5 runs so far for Santa Fe. Navarrete at first on that RBI single into left field.
And Santa Fe College is rolling. Good man on first, man on third, no outs. Done a great job hitting this inning.
And another stoppage of play. This will be a call to the bullpen. Kyle Phillips will face the new pitcher when we get back. We are back here, Northwest. Florida State College has a new pitcher, John Barr, number 33. Marshall, why don't you tell us a little bit about him?
Barr's a right-handed pitcher, sophomore out of Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. He's listed at 6', 185. He's coming on to take over for Eric Orzi. How did Orzi finish the day, Chris?
Orzi finished the day 5+ innings. He gave up 9 hits, 5 runs all earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 1 hit batter. He's responsible for both runners on base, so he has the potential to give up 7 earned runs. Right now, Kyle Phillips will face John Barr. No outs. Runners on first and third. That first pitch outside. 1-0. Kyle Phillips had a hit in his first at bat. RBI fielder's choice in the second. Grounded out to Orzi, the pitcher, in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Swung on and miss. Pickoff attempt over at first from Halfacre. Back in was Navarrete. So 1-1 the count.
Kyle Phillips, the future South Florida Bull, up to the plate. The lefty. The 1-1 count right now. Barr winds up the pitch, throws it in.
Pitch taken inside, 2-1.
Still with no outs. Santa Fe is playing great here at the bottom of the 6th.
They've rode the great pitching by Robert Gurgis. They filled in when needed on offense. 3-1 now. And Barr a pitch away from loading the bases. That pitch clocking in at 90 miles an hour. And Kyle Phillips drives that into right field. Caught by Harris Jr., and that will bring in a run Santa Fe now leads 6-2.
Next batter for the Saints is the right
Phillips will be credited with a sacrifice fly and an RBI. That was Rodriguez who came in to score. Navarrete stays where he was at second. Wyatt Meisterhands on to hit. First pitch outside low. 1-0. Meisterhands struck out in his last at bat. Runners going, and that pitch, that hit, just outside the reach of Salvatore. And the hit and run works to perfection as Meisterhands gets the base hit, and Navarrete makes it all the way to third due to the hit and run. So now first and third with one out, Steven Smith. The UT commit will come up to the plate. First pitch taken for a ball.
And Smith, the lefty, he's got runners on first and third with only one out. Looking to make something happen here for the Saints. Barr winds up. Throws the pitch in. That'll be another ball. So count right now is 2-0 with one out.
That pitch swung on and missed. 2-1 the count now to Smith. Two and one out. Runners on first and third. That pitch grounded out the middle past Salvatore. And that'll bring home another run. So that will end the score line for Orsi. 5+ innings pitched, 9 hits, 9 runs. 7 runs, 7 earned. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 1 hit batter. Runners on first and second. That was Navarrete who came in to score. Alex Goebel, the catcher, will come up to hit. And we pause a second as well, again, for some more Northwest Florida players headed to their bullpen.
Now, Corey, this Northwest Florida State team looks a lot different than how they played last night against Eastern Florida State. What's the difference here?
Well, I mean, honestly, I really can't honestly tell you why. I mean, I haven't really focused too much on this team, as I'm just really blown away how Santa Fe has really done a phenomenal job. Obviously, with them being, favorably considered probably the best team out of the 10 that are here competing. But again, I think that, Northwest Florida has done some positive things this game as well. Of course, they just need to pick it up a little bit more with their bats to get some more runs on the board.
And Alex Goebel grounds into an inning-ending double play. We'll head to the top half of the 7th. Santa Fe scores 3 that inning, and they lead 7-2. We'll be right back. We're back here in the top half of the 7th, leading off for Northwest Florida State College, the shortstop number 4, Mike Salvatore. Robert Gurgis still in for Santa Fe. One and one the count. That pitch taken on the outside part. Called a ball. 2-1.
Salvatore, a sophomore from Ewing, New Jersey.
Pops that ball up foul. Out of play.
That last pitch by Gurgis was clocked in at 84 miles an hour.
There's a drive to center field. Shallow center running in. Making the catch was Phillips. That will retire Salvatore. Devin Brown comes on to hit. The left fielder. He's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. First pitch taken outside, ball 1. That pitch taken for a strike. 1-1 evens up the count. Gurgis has pitched well. Only giving up 2 runs through 6 1/3. And there's a grounder to first. Oh, no, great catch by Gurgis, making that barehanded grab. That toss from Rodriguez was a little bit behind him, and he stuck out his left hand and caught that ball barehanded. And was able to finish that play at first.
Brings up the right fielder, number 14, Brian Harris Jr.
That's when pitcher's fielding practice comes into play. That's when it becomes of the utmost importance. Looking to lay down a bunt, Bryant Harris Jr. He's also 0 for 2 today. Struck out, ground out. And there's a drive deep to left field. They're trying to make the catch, Reed, and he catches it on the warning track. 1, 2, 3 go the Raiders. That will retire the side. We'll be right back in the bottom half of the 7th. You are watching the FCSAA Sports YouTube page. I'm Chris Valentine alongside Marshall Watchers and Corey Mack. We'll be right back in the bottom half of the 7th. We are back here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Santa Fe leads 7-2. They're up to bat in the home half of the 7th. First pitch taken for a ball. Dylan Reed leading it off. Second pitch swung on and missed. Evens up the count at 1-1. Dylan Reed is 1 for 2, and he reached on an error in the 3rd. Looks like he's exchanging his bat. One 1-1 pitch. Taken for a strike on the outside corner.
And Dylan Reed finished the regular season with a .366 batting average. He had 4 home runs on the year and 36 RBIs.
That pitch fouled back on the third base side. John Barr back into pitch. He took over in the top half of the 6th. Took over for Eric Orsi.
And it looks like Dylan Reed switches bats as Barr prepares to throw in this pitch. The lefty swings.
There's a drive deep to left field. That's going to fall. That could be extra bases. It will be. And standing up for a double is Dylan Reed.
And a great hit by Reed, who we mentioned earlier is going to be going off to play at Flagler College next year. That was a great hit into the open field to get a double out of that.
Wonderful contact, line drive. That's everything you want in a swing.
That's right. Now next up to bat is number 2, Brandon Hernandez, the sophomore. He also had 4 home runs and 36 RBIs this year. Same statistic as Dylan Reed.
First pitch taken for a ball in the dirt, 1-0. Corners look to be creeping in. Might be expecting a bunt. At least Crowder at third is. And there's a grounder over to first. That'll move the runner over to third. He does his job. Brandon Hernandez moves the runner from second to third, puts them in prime scoring range. Coming off the bat, number 32, the DH, Danny Damari.
Number 32, Danny Damari.
Damari digs in. Infield is in. Hard hit ground ball. They'll check the runner, go one. And looking to bunt is Damari. He pulls back. That pitch called a strike. It's a tough pitch to bunt. And he takes that pitch outside. 1-1. He didn't square up that time. Bunt might be called off. And he takes that pitch outside corner. 1-2. That was called a strike.
Dylan Reed still on third base, looking to come home with only one out.
Anything in the outfield will score him. He's got a ton of speed over there on third. And there's a drive foul down the first base line. It'll stay 1-2. Northwest still with some action in their bullpen. We got a pitcher warming up. And a foul tip strikeout. Danny Damari is out on strikes.
Brings up the first baseman, number 5, Leo Rodriguez.
Leo Rodriguez will come up. He's doubled twice and he flew out to center. And a conference over at the mound. And there will be a pitching change. That'll finish the day off for John Barr. We'll be right back with some information on the new pitcher. We're back here after that pitching change. Taking over for John Barr, number 23, Cason Greathouse. Marshall, why don't you tell us a little bit about him?
So Cason Greathouse, freshman left-handed pitcher. He takes the mound after John Barr, Greathouse is a 5'11", 202-pound graduate of Columbus High School in Columbus, Georgia. He takes the mound, throws out his first pitch, and that thing is hit by Leo Rodriguez.
And almost making the catch was a, looks like a, can't tell what that team is. Maybe State College of Florida, I believe. John Barr leaves this game 1 and 2/3 innings pitched, giving up 3 hits. No runs, no earned runs either. He's responsible for the runner on third, no walks, 1 strikeout. So we'll see how this goes. Leo Rodriguez down the count, 0-2. And swung on a miss, strike 3. Casey Greathouse comes on and strikes out his batter. That'll retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left on base. We'll be right back in the top half of the 8th inning. Santa Fe still leads 7-2. We are back here in the top half of the 8th inning, leading off for Northwest. The catcher, Cole Halfacre. Gurgis still on, pitching for Santa Fe. First pitch taken for a strike, 0-1 the count. Second pitch taken for a strike as well, 0-2 to Cole Halfacre. Gurgis so far has thrown 7 innings. He's only allowed 3 hits, 2 runs. The appeal over to third. And no swing is the call. And there's a strikeout. That is the 9th of the day for Gurgis. Cole Halfacre is retired.
Brings up the center fielder, number 10, Joe Guidry.
Joe Guidry, come on. He tripled in his last at-bat and scored. One for 2 on the day with a strikeout. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Gurgis went through a stretch where he retired 15 straight batters until that 6th inning where he gave up the 1 run. That pitch high and tight, 2-1. Guidry digs back in. Gurgis ready. That pitch fouled back into the right. 2-2. Two and two, one out to Guidry. And he swings, chops that ball foul. Stays alive in the count. And that ball is grounded to short. There to make the play is Hernandez, and that is 2 away here in the top half of this 8th inning.
Next batter for the Raiders is second baseman number 6.
Dano Diaz comes up. He'll come on with 2 outs, nobody on. He's 1 for 3 on the day. He has a hit, fly out, and a strikeout. First pitch he takes for a ball. 1-0. Marshall, how do you think Gurgis has done today?
Oh, I mean, he's played great. He's had a phenomenal game so far. I mean, a number of strikeouts and
a wonderful catch.
A great catch right there. And that'll end the top of the 8th.
That was Alex Goebel on that wonderful catch. Go ahead, keep going on Gurgis.
Oh, I was just going to say, Gurgis, had a number of strikeouts today. He's just been on fire. He's been controlling that ball really well. Been throwing just around the 90s whole time.
He just finished 8 innings. He's allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts. We'll be right back in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Northwest only has 3 more outs to go before this game is over. Santa Fe leads 7-2. You're watching the FCSAA Sports YouTube channel. I'm Chris Valentine with Marshall Watchers and Corey Mack. We'll be right back in the bottom half of this 8th inning. We are back here in the bottom half of this 8th inning. Mikey Navarrete will lead off for Santa Fe. Scores as the bunt, pulls back, takes that pitch inside. 1-0. Navarrete is 2 for 2 with a walk today.
Greathouse's last pitch was clocked in at 82 miles an hour.
Looked to be a slider that broke a little bit too far inside. That pitch was also taken 3-0. Now the count. And that pitch finds the zone. 3-1. Navarrete didn't have the green light. That was right down the middle. And a good curveball that doesn't catch the zone. Navarrete earns a walk. He'll go to first base. Take a moment as a bullpen player runs back to the dugout. Kyle Phillips comes on. Curveball almost hits him. 1-0.
Good eye by Phillips.
Greathouse seems to really like that curveball that he's working with. And Phillips pops that ball up. That'll go out of play. Lands right in front of us. 1-1.
And the lefty working against the lefty. Phillips looking to get a hit.
Greathouse has to be careful not to hang that curveball up. Because Phillips, there it is. Deep drive to right field at the warning track. Man, if he got a little bit more of that, this would be a 7-run ball game. But just caught on the warning track by Harris Jr.
Great job by Harris Jr. tracking down that ball and getting some depth. Getting that before it hits the fence.
Wyatt Meisterhands comes on. He is a man on first, 1 out. Fastball up and out. 1-0. And cut at. And they say he swung 1-1. Ball was a little bit out of the zone. Tried to hold up his swing, but he couldn't. Meisterhands hits that over to short and mishandled by Salvatore. And over to third will go Navarrete. First to third on that error by Salvatore. Good heads-up base running. Good aggressive base running. That'll be scored as an error on Salvatore, E6. That is Salvatore's second error of the game. Second error overall for Northwest. Halfacre comes out to give his team a signals. First and third, 1 out for Steven Smith, the third baseman. He is 2 for 4 today. Got 2 singles, 2 groundouts. First pitch is taken for a ball, 1-0. Move over to first. Meisterhands doing nothing over there. He gets back in, way ahead of the throw. And there's a high fly ball, shallow center. Salvatore goes out, makes the catch. Nobody's able to move. Alex Goebel will come up. 2 outs, men on first and third. Halfacre sends out a signal once more. Goebel was hit by a pitch in the 5th inning. He's 0 for 3 otherwise with a strikeout. He grounded into an inning-ending double play in the 6th. Takes a cut of that swing, or takes a cut of that pitch. Nothing coming up for him. Curveball clocked in at 83 miles an hour. That one taken inside. 1-1 evens up the count. And that pitch taken low, 2-1. That pitch fouled back, 2-2. Just able to get a piece of that was Goebel. Went straight back into the netting. The next game, go ahead, tell us about that, Marshall.
So Game 7 of the tournament, which will be the third one of today, is scheduled to come on straight after this. It'll be St. John's River State versus Tallahassee. That is supposed to come on at 4 p.m. So there's a foul ball hit to the left. Game 8, which is the fourth of the day, is supposed to be number 9 Eastern Florida State versus number 2 Polk State Eagles. Last night, Polk State got upset by Palm Beach State. So it'll be a good one today.
That pitch fouled back into the netting. Thank you, Marshall. Make sure to stay tuned. Those projected start times were 4 and 7. This game is lasting a little bit longer than expected. So I assume that that Game 7, which is the third game today, and a ball called on the inside, 3-2. I assume that the third game of the day today will start around 4:30, maybe 4:45. And like Marshall said, that will be between St. John's River State and Tallahassee Community College.
Yesterday, St. John's River State lost to Chipola 5-2.
Oh, and a great effort by Cole Halfacre. He crashes into the wall. Umpire makes sure he's okay. He looks like he is. Catchers are naturally tough creatures. And the very next game, St. John's River State College and Tallahassee Community College, that will be an elimination game. Both of these teams lost their first games yesterday. It's a double elimination tournament. So the loser of this game will go home. Swung on hit. Another possible opportunity. Nope, that one lands in the stands. 3-2 now to Alex Goebel. Got men on first and third. 2 outs. His team leads by 5 here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And there's a high fly ball. Shallow right. There to make the grab is Harris Jr. And he makes it. That will retire the side for Santa Fe. That was no runs on no hits. 1 error. 2 men left on base. We'll be right back in the top half of the 9th inning. The last chance for the Northwest Florida State College Raiders. You're watching the FCSAA Sports YouTube channel. I'm Chris Valentine with Marshall Watrous and Corey Mack. We'll see you in a couple of minutes in the top half of the 9th.
Number 22, Corey Armstrong.
We are back here in the top half of the 9th inning. Pinch hitting for Landon Crowder, number 22,
Corey Armstrong.
And that'll be the end of the day for Robert Gurgis. They take him out to probably get a righty-on-righty matchup. That will be the end of the day for Gurgis. He's pitched 8 innings. He's allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts. A great day on the mound for Robert Gurgis. We'll give the new pitcher a moment to warm up. We'll be right back. We are back here in the top half of the 9th inning. The new pitcher for Santa Fe is number 12, Ricky Miranda. Marshall, why don't you tell us a little bit about him?
Miranda's sophomore out of Coconut Creek, Florida. He's listed at 5'11", 165. He's coming in to replace Robert Gurgis. And Gurgis, he had a heck of a day, so it'll be good for him to get a rest. But I'm really impressed with the play that Gurgis had. Only allowed 2 runs and just a great day overall.
Yeah, definitely one of the best performances we've seen in this tournament so far. Great pitching. 8 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, 2 earned runs. You can't get much better than that. Coming on to face Ricky Miranda, the pinch hitter, Corey Armstrong. Johnny Wiggs, coach for Santa Fe, wanted the righty-on-righty matchup. That's why we see Miranda instead of Gurgis. We'll see what Armstrong can do here.
As well as Miranda. First pitch, lines up, throws it in.
And that hit him. First pitch hits Armstrong. Not the start that Miranda was hoping for and Johnny Wiggs expected. Might as well have kept in Gurgis at that point. Ross Goforth comes on the DH. Time called. Umpire calls time. And Goforth digs back in. Comes on with man on first. No outs. Pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 to Goforth. And he takes that pitch outside and low. 1-1. Goforth fouls it back. 1-2 the count to him now. He got his first hit of the tournament in the 6th inning. That was a single to the left field. He was stranded on first after Jake Corso flew out to left. And called strike 3. He goes down looking. Miranda records his first strikeout of the game. Jake Corso comes up. Lefty on righty matchup. Santa Fe's got a man in the bullpen just in case things go wrong for Miranda. On deck is Mike Salvatore. First pitch fouled back. 0-1 to Corso. Corso 0 for 2 on the day. He had an RBI on a sacrifice hit in the first inning, but he hasn't been on base since. Swing and a miss there, 0-2. There's a fly ball to center field. On to make the catch is Phillips. That's 2 away. We're 1 out away from this game being over.
Next batter for the Raiders is shortstop number 4,
Mike Salvatore comes on. Man on first. 2 away. He's looking for some 2-out magic here in the top half of this 9th inning. Doesn't look like much would happen. Salvatore takes that pitch high and tight. 1-0. That pitch taken down right down the middle. 1-1. And he takes that pitch in the zone as well. 1-2. We are 1 strike away from this game being over. And again, a reminder, make sure to stay tuned in for Game 7 of the tournament. Game 3 today, St. John's River State versus Tallahassee Community College. And swung out and missed. No! He held up. Appeal to the first base umpire. He said that Salvatore held up. Check swing, 2-2. The next game will be an elimination game. It's supposed to start at 4, but it'll likely start at about 4:30. And he went that time. He couldn't hold up. That is game over. Santa Fe College beats Northwest Florida State College 7-2. Robert Gurgis gets the win. Eric Orzi with the loss. Wonderful game. Good performance, both offensively and defensively, by Santa Fe. That'll wrap it up here for Game 2. This is the FCSAA Sports YouTube channel. I'm Chris Valentine with Marshall Watrous and Corey Mack. We'll be back in about 45 minutes, bringing you the game between St. John's River State College and Tallahassee Community College. Make sure to stay tuned.